a journey to the center of your soul. That's where you find the virtue of wisdom. You use the virtue of wisdom to make the right choices for yourself.
And we wanted to do something good for these young people. And so tonight we have some medals that we want to give out. And we're really fortunate that Billy is here to help us do that and to share some good words with our community, empowering words, inspiring words with our community. So.
Larry and myself are members of the Chief Society. So when we, our Sacred Hat Keeper is going to come and pray, right? Can we all rise?
Magical. I was told the world had just witnessed the greatest upset in Olympic history unfold. But that's not what I took from sport. What I took from sport today could be considered three of the greatest challenges the young people here face in the world today. We as elders face. I took, for example, it's the journey, not the destination, that empowers us. You just walk in the footsteps of ancestors from this community who went on a very painful but sacred journey. It's the journey, not the destination, that empowers us. And it's the daily decisions we make in life, not just the talent we possess, that choreographs our destiny. The breakout, the footprints began there. They created justification for genocide. Or at the very least, destroy the languages, the culture, the tradition, the spirituality of the people occupying those lands. I want everybody to listen and check it out. 1823, the United States Supreme Court incorporated the doctrine of discovery as this beautiful country we live in today, as the country's policy toward Indian people. That's where the footprints began for the breakout run, because we were not going to lose our culture. We were not going to lose our tradition. We were not going to lose our spirituality. And you just recreated the footprints with the breakout spiritual run. Fort Roberts, we must not forget that. But we also must not become angry every time we bully a young person in a high school or an elementary school. The bully is a victim trying to create another victim. We're beyond that. We're greater than that. Clark pushes me, Gamuni pushes me. And rather than hitting, I decided to let them get maybe 8 to 10 yards ahead of me. I made one final try coming off the curve. 1 year before the Olympic Games, I was diagnosed as hypoglycemic. I'm type 2 diabetic. The media would say when I go low blood sugar and run out of energy, you're a minority. You're orphaned. You grew up in poverty. You have low self-esteem. You haven't learned how to deal with those issues. I was just a type 2 diabetic trying to run as a world-class athlete who also went low blood sugar. I let them get maybe 10 yards ahead of me. Coming off the final curve. Now, I've got to go now. Lifting my knees, pumping my arms. I'm starting to close the gap, but not fast enough. Clark is in lane 3. Gamuni's in lane 2. I'm third, about 10 yards behind in lane 4. Clark and Gamuni go by a group of runners that are lapped. One of the runners close behind Clark and Gamuni into lane 4 in front of me, moves out into lane 5. I can see the finish line. Now, lifting my knees, pumping my arms, lengthening my stride. But I'm not moving fast enough. But I go by the lapped runner, And I'm in this manner when I go by. The lap runner is like this, watching me as he goes by. In the center of his jersey, I saw an eagle. Whoa, an eagle! Back to my dad. You do these things, son. Someday you'll have wings of an eagle. Wings of an eagle. I can win. I can win. The next thought was so powerful. I may never be this close again. I've got to do it now. Wings of an eagle. I won. And if I looked again, there was no eagle. It was simply a perception. And as our young people, I want you to listen to this. As you choreograph your journey, roads can become misleading. It's easy to lose direction. It's easy to lose confidence, a clarity of mind. Confusion sets in. That's when you turn to spirituality, our culture, our tradition.
Run, it has our logo on there. Then in the back is a present, future, past, present, and future. 20th anniversary, 2016. The 136th anniversary of the Fort Robinson Outbreak spiritual run. This is a proclamation. It says where in 1877 the military relocated hundreds of Cheyennes to the South Reservation in Oklahoma. In 1878, after becoming assailant by starvation and sickness, Chief Donna and his followers escaped north, but eventually surrendered at Fort Robinson. And then it says, where on a cold winter morning on January 9, 1879, days of imprisonment without food and water, Chief Donna and over 100 Cheyenne people fought their way out of the barracks of Fort Robinson and began their long, dangerous journey back home to Montana. The attempts to escape. Many Cheyenne men and women and children lost their lives. Whereas the annual memorial breakout run held an anniversary of the Fort Robinson War breakout honors the sacrifice of the Cheyenne people, as runners retrace the historical 400 miles past through Nebraska, South Dakota, Wyoming, and Montana. The run gives young members of the Northern Cheyenne tribe a chance to understand and honor their journey of their ancestors. Whereas the 20th anniversary memorial run will began on January 9, 2016, and runners pass through the Pioneer Chicken Reservation in Rapid City and Belfouche. Whereas the Northern Cheyenne Dakota tribes and the long-lasting friends and allies now, therefore, be commemorated by the 19th legislature of the United State of South Dakota, that the South Dakota legislators recognize historical sacrifice and struggles that led to the Fort Robinson outbreak, and command that those, the organized participants, is the historical and Fort Robinson Breakout Memorial Run, and it was signed by the President of the Senate, Secretary of the Senate, Speaker of the House, and also the Chief Clerk of House of South Dakota. And this here is our ticket here to be able to be protected by the highway patrolmen throughout South Dakota, the sheriffs, and, the highway department. And for them to recognize the Cheyenne people what happened and our struggles to try to be able to heal from historical trauma. I think this is a step in the right direction. South Dakota and Montana are real loving people, but like Billy mentioned, to me I think they're they're last of the holdouts. They're still Indian fighters, and to be able to start moving through a connection, divine connection, like through Kelly McCartney and those like Jim Thompson and this run, we're making a change. And there was a motel in Spearfish, they wouldn't let us stay there. And some of the filling stations that we went to, they wouldn't even serve us. And a lot of the people, they were threatened by our movement. And all we wanted to do was to come home. And today, the struggle still goes on, but we see a ray of sunlight. We see hope, and we see change. We see resilience, and that's what we represent. So I think the state of South Dakota, for them to humble themselves and to be able to recognize this event, they need to be commended also too, and then also too, and then also too, and then also too, and then also